Welcome students to today's math lesson. It is about the associative property of multiplication. And if that sounds like a lot of big words, don't worry. We're going to make them all make sense. Here we go. Today's objective: I can use the associative property of multiplication to solve multiplication problems. The success criteria: I can define product, factor, and associate. I can multiply 3 or more factors to get a product. And I can show that the product doesn't change when you change the order of factors in a multiplication problem. Let's go. Let's talk about some vocabulary here. Here's a couple of review items: a factor and a product. A factor, well, that would be the two numbers or the numbers that you multiply to get the answer to a problem. So the numbers you multiply. And then the product, well, that's just the answer to a multiplication problem. Okay, so if 5 and 8 are the factors, 40 is the product, then which number is the product and which numbers are the factors in 49 equals 7 times 7? Well, 7 times 7 is the factors, and 49 is the product. Fun fact, it doesn't matter which comes first and which comes second. The answer to the problem can be on the left and the problem can be on the right, and it still works because this equal sign, that just means those are the same. 49 is the same as 7 times 7. All right, cool. Let's take a look at our next slide. So, I ask you, which numbers are the factors and which are the products? Bonus question: which of my problems here is wrong? Okay, if you know which one is wrong, please tell me in our next Zoom or email me which one is wrong. So pause the video here and see if you can figure this out. So here we have 5 times 9 are the factors, 7 times 6 are the factors, 12 and 12 are the factors, and 80 and 10 are the factors. The product of the first one is 45, 42, 139, and 800. Although again, one of those is wrong. Okay, so hopefully by now you can define product and factor. Those are review questions. But what about associate? Well, associate means to group together. These friends are associating with each other. Sometimes I associate two ideas or a person with an idea. Like I associate the principal with the idea of being smart and kind. So associate just means group. To group together. Cool. Next, okay, so you should be able to define product, factor, and associate. Product is the answer to a multiplication problem. Factor is the numbers you multiply together. And associate means to group together. Okay, so now we're going to learn the next one. I can multiply 3 or more factors to get a product. Here are the steps. Associate 2 factors and solve is my first step. So number 1 here, I've got 2 times 3 times 4. Well, step 1 says associate 2 factors. To associate the factors, I'm going to draw parentheses around them. Parentheses, parentheses. Okay, and I'm just going to look at those. I need to know what is 2 times 3 because I associated them, and now I'm going to solve. This is just a right there fact for me. I know that 2 times 3 is 6. If you don't, you can do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 times and count up the dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 times 3, well, that's 6. I'm going to write 6 up here. Okay. Use the new product, that's 6, as a factor. Oh, okay, so I'm going to use 6 as a factor. So 6 times 4. Cool. 6 times 4 is 24. Cool. I can multiply 3 or more factors to get a product. I'm doing it. Let's try it again. Associate 2 factors and solve. 3 times 3 times 5. Well, here's these 2 factors. 3 times 3. That is 9. I can draw a picture if I need to. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 6, 9. And then use the new product as a factor. So 9 times 5. It's a factor in my new problem. And solve again. What is 9 times 5? Well, I can count by 9s. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. Okay, that's 45. Or I could count by 5s 9 times. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40. 45. All right, so I counted to 45 both ways there. So that looks like we're good. So now it is going to be your turn. You try. Pause the video and follow my steps. Associate two factors and solve. Use the new product as a factor and solve again. All right, let's take a look. 2 times 2, that's 4. 4 times 5, that's 20. 3 times 3, we already know that's 9. And 9 times 5, we already know that's 45. Did you notice this is the same problem as last time? I didn't, but we're going to keep it. All right, so you should be able to multiply 3 or more factors to get a product. Let's take a look at our next criteria. Try changing the order you associate factors. Does it matter? Okay, hold on here. So we said 2 times 2 times 5 was 20 when we associated the 2 and the 2. But what if I associate the 2 and the 5 first? Well, 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 10, well, heck, that's still 20. Nice. Well, if I change the order down here, does it matter? Last time we did 3 times 3. Let's do 3 times 5 this time. We associate two factors and solve. 3 times 5 is 15. And then 3 times 15. Well, I'm not sure what that is, so I'm going to add up 15 3 times. 15 plus 15 plus 15. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 45. Well, what do you know? It's the same. Last time it was 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 5 is 45. This time 3 times 15 is 45. Well, look at that. So I can show that the product doesn't change when you change the order of factors. If I do these last ones first, it doesn't matter. The first one's first either. It works either way. As long as I associate two factors and solve first, I can use the new product as a factor. Doesn't matter if I associate the first two or the last two. All right, your turn is coming up here. When I did this problem, we did 2 times 3 was 6, and 6 times 4 is 24. So I want you to tell me, does the order matter? I want you to change which factors you associate and then solve this problem and see if you get 24 also. Pause the video and try doing 3 times 4 first. All right, when you did 3 times 4, you should have gotten 12. 12 times 2, that's still 24. So you can show that the product doesn't change when you change the order in a multiplication problem. Okay, your last thing before I send you off to do a Seesaw assignment today. Today we are working on fast bridge assessments, so there is no exit ticket. You're going to go straight from here to Seesaw. Or actually, you may go to Canvas. I haven't decided yet. Okay, I paused the video and I decided it's going to be on Seesaw. It's called Associative Property, and I'll show it to you in just a moment here. But go ahead and solve these two ways. I want you to associate two factors and solve, use the new product as a factor, and solve again. And then do it again, but associate two different factors. Pause the video and give it a shot. Alright, so the first one, 3 times 3 times 6, that's 9 times 6. 9 times 6 is 54. And then 3 times 6 is 18, and 18 times 3, that's 18 plus 18 plus 18. 8 times 3 is 24. 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 5, 54. All right, and then take a look here. 5 times 10, well, that's 50. 50 times 2 is 100. And then 10 times 2 is 20. 20 times 5, well, that's also 100. Okie doke. Let's go ahead and take a look together at Seesaw. You'll see what we're doing here. So, Here's your lesson. 3 problems, solve 2 ways, show your work. I gave you an example. And I want you to go ahead and try 3 times 8 times 2. I want you to solve it by associating 2 factors and solving, using the new product as a factor and solving again. And then I want you to show me a different way. So see here, I did 4 times 5 times 2. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 times 2 is 40. And then I did 4 times 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 4 times 10, well, that's also 40. Okay, there's 3 problems. If you finish before our final meeting, great. If you don't, then pause your work, save a draft, and come to the final meeting, and you can finish this before tomorrow. All right, see you later.